Welcome back to my little channel. Today I'm going to do something that I wanted to do for a while now. There are some blog posts out there or some poems that really are sharp. I couldn't have thought of them myself, but I think they should be shared. Now I've been thinking about several pieces of text that I've read throughout the time that I've been online, and I usually ask permission. And today I am going to make a small video filled with that text. After all, I've been planning to do it for a while. I should do it. Today's text is a blog post that I found on minds.com. Link will be provided downstairs. And the original is written by EvanBarkman. Again, links are downstairs. I hope you will enjoy this. I hear a lot about white privilege from all sorts of people on the internet. I've rarely heard about it in serious terms in real life, but that's because I live in one of the most conservative cities in the entire Western world that isn't insane. But one day I dream of being accused of white privilege, because I imagine myself giving them a response that will probably cause them some emotional distress. Although in reality, being something of an introvert who doesn't have terrible good public speaking skills, I'll probably never use it. But maybe someone will get some use out of this. I damn well better have privilege after everything my ancestors did to give it to me. It was my ancestors that fought to create democratic governments that everyone seemed to love these days. It was my ancestors that fought and died to end slavery all over the world. It was my ancestors that fought for all the protection that you can enjoy in our nations. It was my ancestors that started the Industrial Revolution from more or less scratch. It was my ancestors who basically invented science, medicine, and so many other things that make your life easier and completely change the war on disease. It was my ancestors that created a world where anyone could try to achieve anything, regardless of who you are or who your parents were. And before you try and tell me about all the evils Western civilization is responsible for, I want to ask you, by what standards are you judging Western civilization? Because I'm betting it's by Western standards that you attempt to condemn the West. The only civilization that makes the historical West look bad is the modern West. And you know what? We didn't patent any of this. Every single civilization has the ability to copy us, and we will actually help you. So yeah, if anyone deserves privilege, it's white people. But you know who's really privileged? It's the people who, after all the blood and the gold the West has spent to create the greatest civilization to ever exist on this planet, came to live in that civilization, gaining all of those benefits without putting in the effort to actually create it. I loved this text. And here's the thing. The Western civilizations may not be the best you could imagine, but they are the best civilizations we have. And it is kind of funny how white and Western have become derogatory terms. And what's even worse, they have become derogatory terms by people who live in the West, who enjoy the societies they live in, whilst at the same time complaining about those societies. It's a double standard that is beyond me. For example, let's take slavery. Slavery isn't banned in all of the world. However, it is banned in all of the Western world. There are countries in Africa and the Middle East where slavery is condoned. applauded. Why don't we talk about that? No. We have to mention the slavery of the Western world. Slavery that has been gone for 150 to 200 years. And some countries, some Western countries, didn't even have slavery since the 11th century. We have people complaining because in the Americas there was slavery. Yes, there was. And it's a terrible thing. White people were slaves too, but you're not allowed to mention that. How come we, as a society, allow people to complain about something that basically is not true? Not only do we allow them to complain, we actually protect them whilst they complain. Doesn't anyone see the double standard in that? How come it's okay to say you have black pride, but it's not okay to say you have white pride? How come racism is an argument and not an action? How come parts of society feel that they cannot be racist because their skin color? The double standard in this is pretty heinous. And for some reason, white people seem to be okay, not only in letting it happen, no, in actually contributing in it. There's a white pride march in America. Everyone condemns it. There's a Black Lives Matter march in Finland, of all countries, in Denmark, in Sweden, in Germany, in Great Britain. All these countries are predominantly white. So guess what colors most of these protesters had? Yes, you are right. Most of them were white. Now, am I for racism? No. Black people do have a place in our society. Luckily, most black people do recognize that. But we as a society need to stop to cater to those that like to blame Western society for the life that it has given us. Anyway, this is my take on the thing. I hope you enjoyed the text. Check EvanBarkman out. He's got more stuff on Minds. As I said, link to the original one is downstairs. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. And I hope to see you soon.